Well, hi YouTube, Brian James on his path to Paphos here. If you don't know, I'm a dual national Irish cum Brit who moved across to the wonderful island of Cyprus and now lives in Paphos and has done since April 2025. So still fairly new on the island. But today I hit a big milestone because I got my permanent residency here. I got my permanent residency on the island of Cyprus, and so I decided I was going to celebrate by having a video doing a video I've been meaning to do for a long time. Because you might have seen an awful lot of comments on some of my videos, awful lot of comments where people have had a go. You're nothing but an effing immigrant. You're nothing but an expat. You know, all you Brits, you all say you're expats and all this thing. Goodness sake. So I'm going to break it down a little bit because let you know how I actually take to things, what I call myself and what I don't call myself, and why. But we're going to go into those two words because those two words seem to cause an awful lot of problem. People use them as almost weapons to beat you down. You're an immigrant, you're an expat. Oh. Well, let's take a little light-hearted look as to why most people don't seem to have two brain cells to rub together when it comes to things. Let's look at those words now. We're talking about the English language here, the King's English. I was born and raised in England, so I don't care what other countries who speak English have in their dictionaries. I don't care what Webster's dictionary or anything like that says. We're talking about the home of the English language, which is England, and I speak English. I was born in England, I was raised in England, and the dictionaries I will take as being the definitive ones at the moment are the Oxford and the Cambridge Dictionary. So I've got the Cambridge Dictionary open here online, dictionary.cambridge.org, and I'm indebted to them for putting it straight on here. So let's look at those two trigger words and see what they really mean, and see if I'm bothered about when people are using them as a weapon. So let's look at the word immigrant. What does it say? Well, it's a noun, and the definition, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, one of the two definitive English dictionaries which I take for the English language, is a person who has come to a different country in order to live there permanently. I'll say that again for the harder thinking. A person who has come to a different country in order to live there permanently. That is an immigrant. So let's have a look at the word expat or expatriate or expatriate. I prefer calling it expatriate. And again, it's a noun. And it says again in the dictionary.cambridge.org, someone who does not live in their own country. Simple. Doesn't say what their country is. It doesn't say if they've got to be British or anything else like that. It is someone who does not live in their own country. So by simple deduction, rubbing those two little brain cells that you've got together, we can see that any immigrant is an expatriate. You must be. You are someone who does not live in your own country. You've gone to another country to live permanently. But not all expatriates are immigrants. You could be going to somewhere to work. You could be going somewhere to temporarily live. You could be passing through. You become an expatriate. Now, notice I didn't say what sort of country you're from. Expatriates are not British. They could be any nationality going anywhere else other than their own nation. So a French person living in Italy is an expatriate. A French person living in Italy on a permanent basis is an immigrant. Simple words. Simple words. Yet there's so many people online who put so much hate behind it that it's untrue. So I will tell you this. I'm living in Cyprus. I'm living here on a permanent basis. I am an immigrant. And you know what? I'm very proud to be one. I've been welcomed into this country. And if you call me an immigrant, you're not insulting me. You're not having a go at me. You're not belittling me. You're saying a fact. I've emigrated from the UK and I am an immigrant in Cyprus. Dead simple. Smile on face. No problem. Does that make me an expatriate? Yes, it does, because I am someone living away from my own country. Does that bother me? No. Does that cause me a problem? No. Okay. So we realise it doesn't cause me any problems. on either word. Those two words, they're not insults. They're not bad. There's an awful lot of immigrants in every country in the world because they've come from other countries. They are all expatriates. There are an awful lot of expatriates over here in Cyprus who don't want to live here permanently, but they've come here either to work or to temporarily live or whatever reason. You're not insulting them by calling them an expatriate or an expat, just to make it shorter. Patriot in this case is not from patriotism, as I said a little bit earlier. This comes from patronage. We are not patronising the country that we're originally from. We're patronising another country. We are living in the other country. We are being part of that. It doesn't stop your belief in your original country, your dedication to that original country. It just says that you are someone who's living in a country other than your own. So, what do I call myself? I actually don't call myself an expat or an expatriate. It's something which has never really been on my tongue. It's not one of my normal words. It comes up in videos because quite often I've got titles and things which you use, and the sites which I use, expatriate. Does it bother me if somebody calls me one? Not in the least bit. I'm more than happy to be called an expatriate. But then you get to the immigrant. You're an immigrant. Oof. Yeah, I am very proud to be, very happy to be. And if you're going to try to use that as a form of abuse, well, that's where I just kill off your message. The sun's going around a little bit. I need to move and get this video finished. But no, let's put this in perspective. I am an immigrant into the country of Cyprus from the UK. I've come across on an Irish passport, so I am an EU citizen. So I'm still living within my community, the EU, but I'm living in one of the different countries in there to what I was born and raised in. I am also an expatriate because I am someone living outside my own country. And both terms I'm quite happy to accept. Which one do I use? I'll call myself an immigrant in normal conversation. Or actually, I call myself Brian. Why don't you try doing that? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a video. If it's triggered you, tough. If it's one of those things you're going to really leave nasty comments on, tough. I'll delete them. I don't care. But if you want to leave a good comment, if you want to leave something positive, please do so below. I'd love to see your comments. And if you would like to be an expatriate or an immigrant over in Cyprus, come and try it. It's the most beautiful country I can imagine living in, and I'm so proud to be here. Anyway, till the next video, this is Brian James on his path to Paphos saying bye-bye, and I'll see you soon. Bye.